You know, have you ever really stopped to think about the jewelry you wear? It's so much more than just an accessory, isn't it? It's a statement. It's a memory. It's a tiny piece of art. Let's dive into this, because every single piece, from the simplest bead to a diamond ring, is just packed with history and personal stories.
I mean, just look at this. The detail, the color, the sheer complexity here is mind-blowing. Each one of these beads feels different, ancient, almost powerful. They're called mosaic beads, and they are absolutely stunning. But the way they look, that's not even the most interesting part.
Because what if I told you that little objects, just like this one, hold secrets that are thousands of years old, that they actually connect us, you and me, to the very dawn of civilization? Well, that's the incredible journey we're going on today. So, our story starts with an obsession that is truly ancient. We're talking about a fascination with decorating ourselves that goes back, get this, 100,000 years. This is not some new trend. It is baked into what makes us human. Way before we were working with gold or glass, our ancestors, even Neanderthals, were using whatever they could find around them. Little bits of stone, shells, twigs, even flowers to decorate their bodies. That desire to express ourselves, to feel beautiful, to stand out, it's as old as humanity itself.
And this is the key, right? It was never just about decoration. From the very beginning, jewelry was a language. It told everyone who you were, your status, your beliefs, your job in the community. It was basically a visual resume you wore for the whole world to see.
Oh, and then the ancient Egyptians came along and just took this to a whole other level. They were absolute masters of beadwork. Beads weren't just for necklaces, they were woven into clothing, into sandals, you name it. And while the most amazing pieces were for royalty and for funerals, the Egyptians are the ones who really popularized glass beads for a much wider audience.
This timeline really puts it all in perspective, doesn't it? I mean, it starts way back in 3500 BC in Mesopotamia, where glass beadmaking was the secret art form just for royalty. Then, jump forward 2,000 years and those intricate mosaic beads show up. Fast forward all the way to 1922, and an archaeologist finds a string of beads that's 100,000 years old, completely rewriting our history. And now, today, we're still so inspired that we're making antique styles to keep that history alive. It's just incredible.
Okay, so that's the deep history, but how does all that connect to today? Well, modern jewelry makers have this unbelievable palette to work with. They're drawing inspiration from the earth, from the fire of the kiln, and of course, from pure imagination to create the pieces we love.
Check these out. These are called chevron beads, and the way they're made is it's genius. They aren't painted. Craftsmen carefully lay down multiple layers of different colored glass into a special mold, and when they slice off the end, it reveals that iconic starburst pattern. It's like art and engineering combined in one tiny perfect bead.
And then you have something like lampwork beads. These are basically tiny individual sculptures. Each one is made by hand, melting rods of colored glass in a super hot torch and shaping it. It means no two are ever exactly the same. It's this slow, careful process that results in these little wearable works of art.
All right, let's switch materials from glass to wood and talk about cinnabar. These beads have this really rich history that comes from China. They start as wood, which is then covered in layers of lacquer and then painstakingly carved by hand with these incredible designs. And that vibrant red color, it makes them instantly recognizable.
But it goes beyond what human hands can make. The earth itself gives us this absolutely breathtaking variety of natural gemstones, and every single one has its own unique origin story.
Okay, take amber. This stuff is magical. It's not actually a stone at all. It's the fossilized resin of ancient trees that are millions of years old. That warm golden glow is literally a piece of a prehistoric forest, and sometimes you can even see tiny insects trapped inside. You're basically wearing a time capsule. How cool is that? And then, of course, there's amethyst. It's the most valued member of the quartz family, and its beauty is all about that incredible color. It can range from a light, delicate lilac all the way to a deep, royal purple. It's no wonder this gemstone has been prized by kings and queens for centuries. Wow, the color of lapis lazuli is just something else. It's not just one flat shade of blue. It's like looking into a deep celestial ocean. And what makes it so special are those natural inclusions. Sometimes you get streaks of white calcite, or even better, those little golden flecks of pyrite that look just like stars in a night sky. All right, so we've seen all this incredible history, all these amazing materials, but what does that actually mean for you? How do you pick the pieces that tell your story? Well, this part is all about making it personal. So here's the thing. The best jewelry does so much more than just match your clothes. It should work with you. It's really a personal art form where you can consider everything from your height and bone structure to your skin tone. It's all about finding what makes you shine.
Okay, here's a little practical guide to help you find that perfect fit. So if you're on the petite side, say under 5'4", longer necklaces can create a really flattering line, and a stack of several narrow bangles often works better than one big, wide one. Now, if you're tall, over 5'7", you can pull off almost any necklace length, and some really striking, dangling earrings can look fantastic. It's all about using jewelry to create balance and tell the story you want to tell.
And in the end, when you really boil it all down, it all comes back to this. A story. From a 100,000-year-old shell bead all the way to a modern diamond, every piece of jewelry is leading to this kind of moment. The one-worn object becomes the ultimate symbol of a personal promise, a memory, a new chapter in your life.
Because jewelry is never, ever just an accessory. It's a language, it's history, it's a piece of your own identity that you choose to wear and share with the world. So the only question left is, what will your story say?